Hello everyone.
Hello,
Hi
Hannah. Hi.
everyone. Welcome here to the first episode of our TDSM Cafe. Before anything, everyone first grab a cup of coffee. Suchita,
Sure.
cheers to that.
Cheers.
So
Okay,
before we
Hannah,
begin, yeah,
I would like to ask you what is exactly TDSM? Yeah,
yes, I think the audience are also very interested to know about
definitely.
TDSM. Everyone. So TDSM stands for Technology Development Software and More. We will bring you live podcast sessions with speakers from every domain. And here you will get a chance to interact with them directly. And also, you will get a sneak peek into their current professional life. And we will be hosting this series from time to time. And there will be many more speakers from big tech companies, as you all know. So, everybody, gear up and let's get the coffee brewing. Shall we? Suchita.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you so much, Ahana. Well, as Ahana rightly said, this series is all about enhancing your confidence, maximizing your potential, and you can clear all your self doubts in by watching this series. This session is aimed at sharing the real life experiences of your own very seniors who are actually in the professional field right now, and they are the living proof that the distance between you and everything you want is actually the amount of action you take. Throughout the session, you will understand that the reason for their success was because they said, yes, I can achieve it at every step of their life. And so there will be more such sessions coming up. So stay tuned for that. Before beginning the session, I'll quickly explain the rules. We'll be taking up the questions that you have sent us while registering for this event. And also, if you wish to add anything, you can use the chat box right down there. We have people from multiple colleges here, so please avoid taking the names of any colleges. You can write them in a general fashion. Over to you, Ahana.
Yes, thank you, Suchita. And without any further ado, let's welcome our speaker for today, introducing our very own senior from the 2020 batch, Sayan Sil. Shayanda, are you here?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
Hello,
hello
Shayanda.
Shanda.
everyone.
So
Hello.
I'll give a brief introduction first. Shayanda is an upcoming SDE at BlinkIt. He was a former system engineer at TCS and also a former data scientist at Science for Data. He cleared Samsung interviews and has been a system engineer and a very good part of our IEM family. So Shainda, welcome to your session. And also, congratulations for the Blinkit. It's
Thank you
huge.
so much for having me.
Congratulations, Sanda. So, Shanda, how are you? How did the COVID lockdown actually affect you at all?
Okay, so the COVID part, yeah. So the biggest thing about it was the work from home. I mean, I remember that when I passed out, I mean, the COVID hit us in. I am one of the 2020 pass outs, right? So COVID hit us when I was about to pass out, just about to
Right.
pass out. So I was very excited. Let's now finally after college I'll go and work at an office, that atmosphere of working together with people. I was very excited and looking forward to it, right? And suddenly this happened, and I've been working from home ever since. So that is one of a big bummer. This COVID had. Fortunately, I haven't yet contracted COVID, so on the health side of things, I'm doing fine. How about you guys?
So, work from
Great.
home was like, was it good or was it bad? Did you expect it? Like, how was it different from your expectations, the
So,
work from home entire part?
initially I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to work from office because I was expecting and hoping that I'll get to work together with so many people, but it didn't turn out that bad. I'd say working from home has its own benefits. I work in comfortable clothes,
Yeah,
and
right.
I mute and exit meetings whenever I want by giving excuses of bad network. So that's that.
We have been doing this for our classes as well, and gradually we
That's
get
the
used
best
to this.
excuse. Yeah.
Right, the network errors, and we get used to this work from home entire environment, and after that
Mhm.
it gets difficult, to go back to that entire work mode and to entire
That is true.
colleges
That
and
is true.
school, that
Yeah.
You can.
transformation.
That transition phase, that is more
Yes,
difficult.
absolutely. So we'll begin with our sessions, and first we have loads of questions, that people have
All right.
asked you, and we will begin with that. So, firstly, I'll ask the first question. That this is a big question. So, tell us about yourself, like from college to BlinkIt, the entire journey. We want to know everything about it.
Entire journey.
Yeah, how was it? Is it exciting? And your
Ah,
failure, success, everything.
okay. So before I start, I mean, I'd have to say that by the time I finish, you'll realize that my journey, uh, instead of it being filled with hard work, it's more of a little bit of a fortune, little bit of perseverance, and my stubbornness, which you'll see
Okay.
throughout the journey.
Yes.
So from the very beginning, when I joined college, I passed out. When I passed out from school, I had a general idea of a couple of programming languages, Java, C++, and all that. And with that, I joined CSE, so engineering. When I joined college, I came here and I was blown away by the amount of talented people I met here. Everyone trying to do their own thing. Everyone having specializations. People doing competitive coding. Right. So I started doing that. Didn't work out for me. Uh, then I also thought, "Ki chalo, theek hai, I'll try out something." I started Android. That clicked.
Okay.
So I've been doing that ever since then. Then I tried out a little bit of machine learning since everyone was doing back then. So I'll be honest, the reason why I started machine
It's
learning
still
is,
in machine learning is
yeah,
still very overwhelming. Everybody wants to do
right.
machine learning.
Since
Machine
every other
learning.
guy was doing, I also started doing. I
Yes.
liked it. Right. A bit of that, and then internships came. We'll come to that internships part, right? So
Yeah.
then
Sure.
I was privileged enough to be selected. My first internship was, I think, for a dating app called Go Gaga. Go Gaga. Right.
Nice.
So I was an Android developer there. From there on, I published some papers on machine learning, and then I got an internship. Not exactly internship, a part-time data scientist for Science for Data, US-based data science firm, right? And I was, I had planned. This is before the COVID hit, right? So since this was a US-based firm, the if I converted to full time, it would have been a work from home from the very start, right? So that is why I left that job and told them that I don't want to work from home because I want to work from office. And when I left
Okay.
it again, this COVID hit, and
COVID.
I'm
Oh
stuck here
God.
right now.
So it was work from home for you from the very first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and I worked at TCS for a year and a half, and then I started looking for a switch to a product-based company. And I applied here and there, and I think I applied for 2 months or so, and finally entered. I cleared a couple of interviews. Love the team of BlinkIt that I interviewed, and I just went with it.
Oh wow. So that was a journey full of a lot of switching from this domain to that
Huh.
domain. And you have explored, I think,
Yeah.
all of the domains that you're talking about. Little bit of this
I
and
did
that.
actually.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, uh, I mean, contrary to what people do, I didn't stick to a particular domain for too long.
Mm,
I
right.
even tried game development once using Unity
Oh,
3D,
Unity.
but I
Unreal.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
Unity. So I absolutely hated it, and I left it. So there were things like that. I tried augmented reality
Hmm.
with the help of some of my friends. I tried it, didn't really click with me, so I left it again.
Left it.
So there were things like that, on and off going on.
okay. So, Suchita, you have a question, I guess, right?
Yeah,
I
I
was
have a
dying to ask
question.
this.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, how was the career at TCS? Like, how was the jump between college and the corporate world? How was the jump?
Okay. So again, I was really fortunate enough that the team I was assigned to. Okay. By the way, the question that people usually ask is, "How is your career, or how is your work at TCS?" Right. So, since TCS is such a big company, it's not really work at TCS. It's work at your TCS team. So every team is
Right.
independent, right? So it's so
Okay.
Right.
big,
Right.
you cannot generalize it. I was fortunate enough to be in a part of team where things were a little, guys,
Hmm.
workers were a little flexible. We didn't have 9 to 5. I usually joined our first meeting in the morning at around 10:30, and we went offline around 7 or so. And the work was, I got to learn a couple of new things here as well. I learned Angular here, so that was one new thing I got to know. And I'd say that coming from a innovation background, I was a part of the IDC lab in our college,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yes.
coming from a
Hmm.
background of research and innovation, and going into product development in a corporate environment is a little bit of paradigm shift, right? It I liked it while it lasted, and then I wanted to go back, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to switch. And I am joining BlinkIt exactly because I'll be a part of the innovation hub team of BlinkIt. So kind of similarity between what I used to do and what I will be doing.
Okay. So
So nice.
the thing is that the coding culture, if we talk about just the coding culture, there's a coding culture in our college or in any colleges, and then there's a coding culture in the corporate world. So how will you
Right.
compare the two? How is it? Is it different or is it somewhat similar?
Uh, I did not really feel much of a difference, apart from one thing is that when we have a big corporate involved in a bigger project with a huge number of people in my team, having your own inputs to the project, especially as a fresher, as a beginner, when you join as a fresher in a company, service-based company, having your own input, like if you don't like the alignment of a button in a page, right, you have to go through a huge circle of things to get it approved and all that sort of thing. So
Hmm.
it's more like a
Right.
one directional thing. They'll say that it's bi-directional, you'll also give your
Hmm.
input, but it's rarely the case where it has to be unanimous and all sorts of things. That
Hmm.
usually isn't the case when you're doing projects in in a college, because usually you're able to convince a couple of friends with whom you're working, and you feel that you represent a part of yourself in whatever you're building. Right. In the corporate world, it's more of like a huge clockwork, and you do your part so that everything is set into place. It's not your personal thing. There's no
Hmm.
personal attachment.
Right.
Right.
So, talking about this corporate world, you were a system engineer in TCS, and then you went
Yes.
on with the software development engineer now at BlinkIt.
Right.
So, what
Thank you
made you
very
jump?
much.
What made you jump? I'm curious.
So to be honest, the systems engineer post in TCS is actually quite similar to software development. I'm not sure why they call it systems engineer, but it's very similar to the SD role as well. I mean, I used to develop software. It's a software developer. Uh,
So it's just the
is
name.
just the name, yeah, yeah,
Just the
just
Okay.
the name. But in reality, systems engineer is something else. In TCS, I'm not
Okay.
sure why they call this post systems engineer. The
Okay.
role was of software developer.
Cool enough. So how will you say, it's my question, that how will you say is DSA will DSA help you in corporate world or corporate job? Practicing DSA in colleges, we are crazy about practicing DSA. Everyone is saying DSA, we have to learn DSA. So how do you feel about that?
All right. So I initially in my first and second years, first and second years, I was also caught up in the trend that okay, I also have to do TSA. Every other guy is doing. I tried doing it. I was terrible at it. Right. I went all over my head. From my initial days, I wanted to build practical applications instead of doing competitive coding, optimizing stuff, optimizing the little bits. I wanted to build prototypes as soon as possible, make nice designs and that sort of things. So DSA was always that sort of thing for me, which I'm not good at. But I'd say that for if you're applying off campus for good product-based companies, the initial bar is always there's always a DSA test. You cannot ignore that. You cannot deny that. Right. So there's
Okay.
always a DSA test, even if you're good at something, good at that role which you're applying for. There's always a
Hmm.
DSA test. For example, if you want to do a good engineering degree in CSE, the
Hmm.
JEE still doesn't have CSE. It has PCM, right? So you have to be
Yeah.
good at PCM to clear JEE to
Yeah.
get to a
J.
CSE
Yeah.
degree.
Absolutely.
Similar kind of thing, yeah.
All right.
So DSA is a little important to at least clear that part of things.
Crack the
Uh,
thing.
yeah. If it is on campus, I'd say that on campus for service-based companies like TCS, Infosys, it's not as important because questions are not that difficult. In that case, we focus more towards the aptitude rounds, right? Because those are not as important in the off-campus product-based companies. So there's a little difference there.
Okay. So you were talking about internships. So this brings my next question, and this is somewhat personal because we are second years and we are really interested about knowing internships and how to
Trips.
grab offers and all.
There's a
So tell
craze
us
about
about,
getting
yes,
internships.
internships. So how do we get our hands dirty with internships, and what is your tip from your experience?
First of all, I'd say that please, everyone has a wrong notion that for internship you need experience. Come on, internships is your experience, right? So
Yeah.
Exactly.
please do
Yes.
not be afraid. Please do not be afraid to apply. It might be a bad day. You get a couple of rejections. Fine, you apply again next day. Right? Open up. There are places to apply for internships like Internshala. Right? You can open it up.
Mm.
Look up your domain.
Hmm.
I started off with Android, so again, the dating app where I applied, that was an Android development internship, right? So I got it through Internship only. This is by no means an advertisement, but I'm just sharing. I got it
Yeah,
from
yeah, got it.
Internship. So please open up websites like those, keep applying, and eventually you will land one. And that is I mean, internships don't expect experience from you. They just want you to be there and learn with them and help them out. If you have experience, then you should look for a job, not internships.
Right. Exactly.
Basically, internships means to sharpen your skills. Actually, whatever
Right,
skills you
right,
have.
right. As well as contributing to the team. I mean, just sharpening your skills and learning yourself is training, but internship
Hmm.
is, it goes hand in hand. You learn
Hmm.
as well as you also contribute to the
Hmm.
internship.
But
So,
initially, it can seem a little bit of overwhelming when you apply for internship because with the
hmm.
back of the mind, it goes on like probably there are other applicants more experienced or more capable of the job or the position than you. So it's difficult to judge exactly when to apply for the whether am I eligible enough to apply for the or this time period is very confusing.
Right. So what I'll say is, do not be intimidated. If you think that there is someone better than you who is more suitable for the role, then I'll tell you that if he's more suitable, then he is already doing an internship. You do whatever you find, right?
Right.
If you don't get it, try the next one.
Yeah.
Right. If you think that someone else got this role, fine. And so someone else who was more deserving got this. So now I can get the other one. So you apply for the next one. So keep on
Right.
applying for internships. You will eventually get it. I got mine. You all will also get yours. So
Right.
that's
So we have a question in the chat box,
Yeah,
Shaina.
I
How
was
many
reading that.
internships did you apply to?
you really want the actual number. Uh, okay. So this
Approximation will
was
do, like for
Yeah.
the
okay.
juniors, a tip.
All right. So this was
Honest answer,
around.
Yeah,
please.
he wants
This
honest answer.
Okay, so this was near the end of second year. I did not have one internship. I had one internship in first year of digital marketing. I wouldn't count that because again,
Okay.
it was one of my those sudden adventures that okay, let's try out this, didn't work out.
Type of
I wouldn't,
exploration, yeah.
yeah,
Experience. Yeah.
exploration. I wouldn't count that as an internship. The ones where I applied was towards the end of second year. Uh, I think in the month of December, in 1 month, I applied for around 200 internships, and
Oh
out
my
of those,
god.
I was selected in four of them, and I chose the this Android development for the dating app because it sounded unique and exciting. Is that
Applying to
so? Again,
200
yeah,
is
yeah,
huge
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing. Oh,
Nice thing. But at least he did. We don't even apply for 200.
Yeah, please, please,
We
please do apply. And not 200. I mean, it was like, at one point, it became a hobby for me to apply for internships. When I was sitting at, let's
does
apply for
that
another internship.
does that increase the possibility of getting selected? I mean, if you're applying to more, there's chances that you'll get selected. The possibility keeps on increasing.
I, I mean, mathematically speaking, yes, because you don't get selected in one, there's a chance you might get selected in another, and the more you apply, you're also expanding your options. That I got selected in multiple. I mean, I cleared multiple internship opportunities, so I had the privilege of choosing the one where I'm interested in joining.
Right.
Right. So
Yes.
there's that also. There's another. So that's another
Yeah.
advantage.
So there's this question in the chat box that what would be the best practices for coding other than DSA?
Best practices for coding.
Yeah,
Uh,
other than DSA.
DSA isn't really a coding practice, is it? I mean, DSA
I
is
think he
something.
wants to ask something other than DSA. Like if he's
DSA
not
or
So
doing
like
what else?
DSA,
different
what
What
codes.
else?
can we,
What
what
else to
else
do? Yeah,
is
yeah,
there
yeah,
to
Yeah.
yeah,
yes?
yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So what I'll suggest is that you look up uh, look up small mini projects which you can build in any particular domain you like. Let's say you take up one particular domain, let's say Android development. Okay, you want
Yeah.
to start doing Android development. Look up small mini projects, tutorials, and build it up. Once you build your mini projects based on that tutorial, start modifying it a little bit and creating it into your own app. When you have that, a little bit of experience of building one two applications, now you can start building your own app from scratch. Like this, two three more applications. When you do that, you'll automatically have the confidence, again, that confidence which you need to apply for internships and or development
Hmm.
internships. You
Right.
can start off from
Right.
there, little bit of mini projects on your own, and do that. And again, most of the internships do not ask for DSA. At least I didn't get. I got when I applied, I think two of them asked for DSA rounds, and otherwise most of them asked for what projects I did. Yeah, so exactly, projects, stress on projects if you want to go for internships. I guess.
Stress
Okay.
on
So
projects. Right. So
next
like first
question in the
we'll
chat
watch out.
box.
Okay,
And
continue.
this is very like I can relate to this question. What are the skills that you had when you were applying for the internships?
Yes.
Uh,
Everybody wants to know.
Like that the question I asked, are we eligible enough? What how to know?
sure, always. I mean, everyone is eligible for internships as long as you know what you're good at and you apply for those internships. If even if you're in first year and you think that you're good with Java, Python programming, you're not really that great with specialized roles like Android, cloud, machine learning. There are Python development internships at an entry level. You can apply for them. If you think that you're not able to get paid internships, there are unpaid internships for you as well. So you can start off with that. Get that added to your CV that you have interned at some place, even if it was unpaid. You still have interned there, and then you can move on to paid internships. Slowly raise the bar.
Okay,
You
so
can do that.
you were all with the coding and all when you applied for the internships, right?
I was, I mean, in my first year, I did study, as I was saying, I did study a little bit of Android and machine learning in my first year. So I had those things in my mind when I, was applying. I specifically targeted those internships only. I did apply for a couple of random internships also, like by random I mean the things which I was not good at. So I was called upon to interview and was humiliated there as well. So that's also there. Uh,
That adds to
um,
the experience as well.
adds to the experience, yes.
Yes.
So, but you all know what you yourself are good at, even if it is a
Yeah.
small one thing. Uh, Target those internships. I'm sure you'll get that.
Right.
Okay.
So, Shananda, coming to projects, I would like to ask you, how do you want to see or how do you want to advise the juniors to contribute in the open source?
Okay. Okay.
Um, Okay, so contributing to open source is how should I say? There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's an open source. It's a public free platform. You like a project or a product which is there in the open source, and you think that your tech stack matches with it. Then you go ahead and read their wiki. So every open source usually has a wiki there. Wiki, I
Hmm.
mean, a sort of uh, document there,
Readme,
which
Hmm.
document.
readme, sort
Readme.
of a
Yeah.
readme, which tells you how to contribute. So they are the better ones to guide you than me how to contribute to their project. So I really
Hmm.
urge you guys that if you want to contribute to open source, find a project which you're passionate about, something maybe which you use on a daily basis. Look it up, see that whether the tech stack matches yours or not. Maybe you know Python, they use Python. So there's a connection, and then you go on, hit up their wiki, their debrief, and check whether you'll be able to perform those steps in an orderly manner or not, and then just do it. There is nothing holding you back. What is the worst that can happen? They reject your pull request, so what? You do it again. There's no one
Right.
charging you.
Yeah.
If it gets accepted, then well and good. You've contributed to an application you should you yourself use on a daily basis. So you are the best customer because I mean you are the best developer because you are your own customer. Right? So
Hmm.
you know what features you need for that application. So that is something. That is why open source is something really nice.
When I started as a beginner, the thing
Uh-huh.
that many beginners face, like in first year and second year, when we go to GitHub, we pick up a project, suppose, and when
Uh-huh.
we look at the code, it's a huge code base and it's
Huge code, yeah.
very confusing. So, how to begin from there? Like, if you see a big code base, you don't know how it functions. So, how can I get guided in that way?
So the trick is to not look at the entire code base at all. When you have a big
Okay.
project, like when I joined TCS, I was given this huge code base of a entire banking and insurance platform.
Hmm.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
huge code base.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I was supposed to work in just the health insurance and pension platform of that entire big platform. Only those section modules. So I seek guidance from my mentor that what sort of things should I look out for. So he told me that these are the things which you should look out for.
Hmm.
Just a small session. So when you're contributing to open source, maybe you
Hmm.
want to add a particular new feature, maybe a type of
Hmm.
notification in the app. So you'll just look up where exactly are the notifications being handled. Just treat everything else as a black box. They don't exist for you. And starting from there, now you like a flow of control. You go on and see where these are going from that
Hmm.
notification module. So it's like you start off from a route and slowly traverse out and expand your code base. So don't look at it as a whole from the very beginning. Take a
Okay.
Correct.
point and then expand from there.
Okay.
Nice.
So, do we have? Yes, we have a question in the chat box. Where to find IoT based internships?
IoT based internships. I'd say that for IT based internships, we could look for, portals like those, like Internshala, or the best would be our college seniors and pass outs. They have built up some really great IoT startups in the past. So you can get in touch with our college seniors through your maybe fourth year students, current fourth year students, or maybe through your teachers, your professors, and they'll guide you towards good startups which we had in our college, or there are platforms like I said, Invention as well in general.
Okay. Okay. So, I
So,
think that
Shanda,
answers.
in this comment section, I see one question. How did you clear Samsung interview and what is your experience there? This is a good question.
Okay. So the Samsung interview, it's a funny experience because the role for which I was interviewing, the team for which I was interviewing was for communication and networking. And networking was one of my weakest subjects in my CSE, engineering degree, right?
Engineering days, yeah.
Okay.
But fortunately, the role also involved a little bit of Android development as well. So when I interviewed, we had two. two interviews, I think. Yeah, two interviews, both were technical. So in the first interview, it was a really long interview. We had lots of questions regarding my curriculum. I mean, they dragged my BTech curriculum one by one subject at a time, one by one, and I was really
Studying them
terrible at
again.
it.
Yeah.
Terrible at it. When networking came, I raised my hand. Okay, give up. Uh, we had those. Actually, I can't even recall right now. Uh, those layers, 7 layers, I forgot. Never mind. So the networking part went back, but when he started asking questions about Android, that is the point when it clicked. I mean, I was answering before he could finish the question. I was giving answers where he had to Google the answers whether what I was saying was correct or not. So I pressured on those points, and and eventually they were impressed, and I moved on to the next round. Next round was coding round. So
Hmm.
we again, this is the
How was
part where
that
the DSA,
coding now?
it was great as well. So
All
yeah, so this is the part where the DSA came in handy. Uh, I did not practice DSA in my college, so I had to practice DSA for 3 months before while I was applying for these jobs lately. So that came in handy and went great.
Okay, so next question. I saw a question in the chat box for Shayanda. It was a very interesting question. How do you handle rejections?
How do I handle rejections? I mean, it's simple. I move on to the next interview. That's all. It's very
So
simple and
is
straightforward.
it that
Without
easy to just move on, because that no or the rejected word sticks with you for a long time?
for a
yeah,
very long time.
this is coming from a person who has applied for 200 internships and got selected for. So I had 196 rejections. So at some point it becomes easy to just bundle yourself up and let's move on to the next one. No issues. We'll get there. The next one. So it becomes
Okay.
easy eventually. I'd also advise you all that don't get disheartened by rejections. It's there, fine. Uh, there are multiple opportunities waiting for you, so keep trying.
Okay.
Okay. So Shanda, this is an age-old question.
Mhm.
What do you prefer, CP or skill development or self-development?
Uh, okay,
CP as in competitive programming, all those
competitive
things.
programming. All right, it's a personal preference, so I'd be very biased when I say this, just because out of the hatred I have towards CP because I'm not good at it. I have been preferring uh, personal skill development and project development since that onset of second year or so. I've been doing that. Uh, but I'd say that there's one misconception uh, regarding CP is that CP is quite different from DSA. DSA means the basic concepts which you need to solve problems which they ask in interviews. Things like trees, queues, heaps, graphs, and all those things. These are the ones which are included in DSA basics. Right, so these are the ones which you should be familiarized with so that you can land good jobs and clear interviews. At least the coding rounds of the interviews. But the CP, the competitive programming, is a step above that. The questions which are asked in competitive programming events and competitions, right? So those are a step above where you get to where just having the normal knowledge, just the basics is not enough. Where the question is a little bit weak, where you have to tweak your own, add your own touch to it, and that comes with experience. It's not just the basics. So competitive program is a little bit different, and it has its own niche area of implementation. Some companies do ask competitive programming questions in their interviews, but those are very rare. Only a handful of companies. I wouldn't name them, but those are rare. Just having DSA and having a strong background of skills is good enough for you to get on
Okay. So I
the
guess there's a
CP.
bit of voice lagging, right, Safita?
No, no, it's okay.
It's
Absolutely
fine,
okay.
right? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
So So my next question that is in the chat box: what is the difference between skill development and self development?
Okay. Uh, I think skill development is a part of self development. Self development as a whole um comes to. Okay, it's getting a little philosophical here. It comes. It includes your own personal and staying healthy while you do it. Skill development, working 24 hours for skill development is definitely, I wouldn't suggest it. Don't do that. So keeping that in mind, what we call a work-life balance. So doing all that, doing skill development while maintaining proper health and doing things which are important. Meeting with your friends, communicating with them, your family. So all these things together and it contributes to self development.
Especially, we understood this in the lockdown period.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. In the chat box, there is your views on remote jobs.
Oh yes, remote jobs.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I was initially very against remote jobs because I was excited to work in office, and then lockdown happened. I was a little disappointed, but eventually it grew on me, and I find it all right. As I was saying that it has its own benefits. Right, so it's all right. I don't think that remote jobs are going away anytime soon. Uh, there are companies who will be keeping it as one of the permanent options of working from home remote jobs. There are companies who offer only remote jobs for now. So it's there to stay. Mm, so that's it. If that's something which you like, then go for it. There's nothing wrong.
Okay. So I'd like to come back to your college life for once. Can you tell us about, if I have to tell you that pick one thing that you think your college life would be incomplete without, what will you pick? One thing.
Uh, okay, so that will definitely be the innovation center. I was a part of the IDC lab. That has been a significant part of my college life itself because
Yes.
I believe that I've spent more hours inside that lab than the rest of the college in general.
Oh, wow.
I've
Nice.
come on college on Sundays even to do that little bit,
We
to
generally
work on
sleep
that little project.
on Sunday.
I haven't I stayed there in the lab for multiple days in succession without sleep just to work on that little project with my seniors and juniors. So it was a really great experience, and I'm privileged to be a part of that sort of facility.
Okay. So I would like to ask about one comparison. What do you think
Okay.
gets the more importance? Like, is it the projects or the internships when we sit for interviews?
All right. Okay.
Mm,
Interesting and a difficult questions as well because the interviews where I faced, uh, both were given equal importance. I mean, the both had the same kind of questions, which were like, what was your contribution to it? Even if it was internships
Hmm.
or the projects, what was my contribution to it? Which was the exact part where I worked in? What
Hmm.
were the challenges where I faced in the internships as well as projects? So both are having almost equal kind of weightage, I'd say. But definitely nobody asked me in the interviews that what was my GPA. So that is one thing. Even if even after having a good GPA, that's one of my regrets. That why did work for a high GPA if nobody is asking me in interviews. So projects and internships both are generally equally important when you're applying for a role as a fresher.
all right.
Okay.
So, Shayanda, in the chat box, there's this question: which programming language did you prefer for the interview rounds?
All right, so I preferred the language of C++, and there's a reason behind it. I mean, the last couple of months when I was practicing DSA,
Hmm.
By the way, I hold nothing. I hold no grudge against any other programming languages. C++ isn't even my first preference, I'd say.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
Alright.
I did it in C++ because the last 3 months I have been practicing DSA with one of my friends who's really good at DSA. He's the one who has been guiding me through, and it's his language of preference, C++. So I have been practicing in C++ with him for the last couple of months. So that's why C++ only we get that use.
Right.
Okay.
So
So,
was it C++ from the beginning, or did you learn other languages also during your college days?
Since I was, a part of all these domains and sort of
Hmm.
things, so learning multiple languages was a part of the process.
Hmm.
So there was no really one single language
Hmm.
I had in my focus until then.
Hmm.
okay. So now I'd like to ask that we all know that there's no right or wrong way to code because all of us
Uh-huh.
have our own unique style of coding, how we code.
Yes.
So, what was
Yes.
your style during the college days? How did you master coding?
How did I master coding? I mean,
Like your techniques or your style, how did you code and the resources that you chose and all these details?
resources, coding. Uh, the one thing which really helped me develop as a programmer is to get in the right company of people who are talented, which is again where part of the being a part of the IDC lab really helped me
Hmm.
because I got to meet some of my friends which are we are even friends today, right? So some really talented friends, and being with them, talking about all sorts of things day to day, relating to coding and things like that. It helped me grow as an individual and as a programmer, I'd say. And I use tabs instead of spaces. So that's that.
Okay. So, one more question that I have for you is do we really need to be strong in English? Because we all are, many of us are from, vernacular language background. So, from for there, how important is English in this entire interview round, or maybe in the corporate world later?
Mhm. Uh, I don't think I can answer that question properly because the interviews that I sat, nobody really asked me to speak in English. When they were comfortable with English and Hindi, both, I suppose. But also,
Okay.
there were no interviews where I completely tried to avoid English. So I'm not sure how that would have worked out. So I'm not really sure, but it's a good thing to have English, uh, as when you're interviewing. But I think it won't be that bad as long as I mean, it depends on the company. I can't really say.
Alright.
Okay.
Shanta,
So,
I had one question. Is that how did you clear the BlinkIt round, and how do you suggest the juniors or everybody watching this podcast to be an efficient learner like you?
Uh, so coming to the first question, link it round. I hope I don't say anything wrong because I'm just joining. So my joining is from next week. So, so
congratulations and all the best for that.
Congratulations on
thank
the
you, thank you.
Shanta.
It started off, I think it started off with just a catch-up round where we got to know each other. I got to know the team of BlinkIt where I would be, applying for the role for which I was applying, and they got to know me. We spoke a lot about my projects, which I did. Projects I did I mean, individually and as a part of the lab, the innovation lab, the IDC lab I was a part of. Um, Moving forward from there, we had a couple of coding rounds. There, the coding rounds were not more focused on the DSA part, but the problems were more mathematical in nature. Right, so I enjoyed them as well, and we had a fun discussion about solving this problem in other innovative ways and all sorts of that. Really loved the team, and from there on onwards, we had a system design interview where I was told to design a sort of modification of the work which I was doing previously at TCS. So I was building an insurance platform at TCS, right? So here in the system design round, uh, they asked me to build an insurance platform for BlinkIt.
Okay.
So there's that. We
Alright.
had a fun discussion regarding that. So the one thing which we'll see common is that each of the interviews, and I keep using the word fun because it really was fun, talking with people here during the interviews, which is why I felt a connection and let's go with this company. Following the system design round, we had HR round and the what do you call it? I think HR, the culture fit round. Culture fit round, yeah.
Okay.
So in the culture fit round, they asked a couple of abstract questions and abstract scenarios like how do you think that BlinkIt delivering during the night, at 12 o'clock, how is it feasible? How would you implement it? Things like that. And they also made me read a random article on internet, and they gave me 5 minutes, read this article and immediately explain it to me like a 5-year-old.
Wow.
We had that. Uh, so uh, so there's that, and again we discussed a little bit about our projects, what my goals are, and that's it.
In the
Right.
chat box, we have the question that splits the world into two:
Okay,
tabs or spaces. You have to answer this.
tabs. I'm a tabs guy, definitely.
Tabs always okay,
Uh,
tabs. Uh, so we will wrap up the session, but before that,
mhm.
I want to ask you about your future plans. What do you plan for your future?
I mean, I'm recently I'm just joining a new company, so I plan to stay here. And since I believe I'll be joining the innovation hub, which is similar to kind of the work which I used to do back in my college when I was part of the IDC, I plan on staying here for a while and see how things turn out. And let's see how we all do.
Okay, so
That's it.
that looks exciting, and all the best for your future journey.
All the best, Shanda.
Thank you. All the best.
And thank you so much for your time and this tips for us juniors. It's very helpful. I'm sure the viewers are also quite inspired, because as you said that it's stubbornness. It's something
Uh-huh.
that we
Yeah,
all need in our life.
Mhm.
And
So
exactly.
I'm
That
not
yes, I
really
have
good
to
at
do
DSA,
it.
as I was telling. Yeah, I'm not really good at DSA, but I stick on no. I have to apply one after another, one after. If that one doesn't work, keep on doing that. You'll
and when we
succeed
get to
Keep
hear
eventually.
on
this
doing
from
that.
someone who have been in our shoes in the
Mhm.
last couple of years, so it we connect more to it. So thank you for that. It was really an interesting session. Suchita,
Yes, definitely. Very good session, Shandan. Thank you so
and
much. Like,
Thank you
thank
for
you so
you
having
are
me.
our
much. And
alumni, so I think we'll follow your step.
yes, absolutely, that's what. And the viewers as well, they had some interesting questions in the chat box. Thanks for them as well. And we will come up with more sessions soon. Stay tuned for that. And bye, everyone. But before that, let's take a picture, everybody, please.
Picture,
Can
exactly.
we?
All right, if
Done.
Thank you. Yeah, we have Ritesh here. We have
Hello,
Armanda here.
everyone.
Yes, hi.
hello.
Okay.
Okay, so hi Shayanda. It was great. Like, and we also had a lot of fun hearing that from backstage. So it was good. Okay, so before we end, officially we have got we've got all of the people here, and officially the questions are over. I hope so. Since it's a cafe, I was thinking if you suggest, if I was thinking since the official session is over, can we get the audience in as well? We can send them the stream link. They can come up. Like,
Sure,
Hmm.
definitely.
what do you say,
See you
Arnab,
once.
Ahana, Suchita? What do you
Yes,
guys say?
absolutely.
Definitely.
That will be the
Yep, we
best.
can, we can.
Okay,
We
okay.
can
So,
do that.
what I'll do is I'll quickly share the link in the stream. So we have around 6 places or 5 places to fill in.
Five places,
So
five places.
Five
you guys
places to
can
fill
So
in.
the
jump in
lucky five
fast
will
and
able to,
Lucky
yeah.
five,
yeah,
yes. Be
not
quick.
lucky five. We'll keep on taking rounds one after the other. And I just saw that some of your classmates were also here, and I just saw Rohanda in the comment section. So just ask
Come
for
over here.
Rohanda to be in the stream as well, so that we can have that good old IDC talk again.
Good old IDC.
Yeah,
We'd
no,
like to hear some
you know,
now.
I had this experience when Rohanda was sitting in front of me and he was explaining me that go dot
Oh,
generic algorithm thing
yeah.
that we were going for. Right. Okay. So we have got a few people here. Okay, so whoever is there in the stream, just quickly write your names in the private chat. All right, you guys can see the private chat. Just quickly write your names and we'll just pop you in. Okay. Okay. Just a very humble ask for Rohanda so that he can join in as well. Achha, anyone else you would like to join? You would like to ask for Shayanda?
I would ask everyone to join in an unbiased manner, not really anyone specific. So
All right,
anyone
we've
can.
got RMG in the stream now.
Hello. Don't you have your Scrum right now, RMG?
Rohanda, can you hear?
Rohanda?
Hello.
Don't you have your
Yeah,
Can you
we've
hear?
got
stand-up
Rohanda on
call?
the stream.
Does your manager know?
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
are
are audible.
perfectly audible.
Does your manager know that you're here in an evening instead of in your meeting?
There's a lot of lag.
Just do one thing. You just see the StreamYard session rather than the YouTube session. I think there's a 20
It's
minute
weekend, bro.
space. Okay, yeah. So he's hearing from the stream session and he's looking at the yeah. Okay. We've also got Varun Doshi on the stream with us. So adding up Varun as well. Okay. So hi Varun, how have you been? Is Varun Doshi a senior? Is he your classmate?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so anything you got to ask? Anything you want to converse?
Yeah,
with?
I asked my question in the chat box during the session.
Yep. So was it answered? Like, how did
Yeah, it
how
was
did you like the
answered.
session today? So
It was
did I do
very, very informative.
cool.
Thank you.
Okay, we've also got Lovely up here. So adding up Lovely again. Okay, so can you hear me, Lovely?
Yes, I can hear you all.
Okay, so how did you feel like? Do you want to talk with Shayanda anything? And even Rohinda is here, so you can go ahead and talk with him as well.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, first of all, I would like to say that the session was really motivative. And I'm a second year student, so I was just looking for many internships and I was just seeing for it, and that's all.
Mhm.
Go ahead and apply. Don't hold back. Start
At
applying today
least
only.
at least 200, right?
At
At
least
least
200. Yeah, that's
at
right.
least 200.
Actually, so that was my motivation for today.
All right.
That I did not know you had actually applied for 200 interviews before today. So, all right. Acha, Rohanda, can you now hear us properly? Because I want you guys to have a really good conversation because I did not see you guys having a good conversation till yet in the stream. Rohanda, I think his voice is lagging or something.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hello,
hi.
Rohanda.
he's here.
Oh, damn. Okay. No, it's still fine. It's not an issue, Rohanda. Like, we've all got. I am sitting in a PG right now, so yeah. Can understand that as well. Okay. Do we expect Ayon Chattopadhyay also to be? Ayonda was like, is he a senior? Is he?
No, he's with us. He's from our batch.
Okay, so Ayanda, if you also want to join, you can just use the stream. I'll just
Come on.
put the link again and pin it so that everyone can join that. All right, I pinned that in the session. Okay, so Rohanda is here as well. Can you hear us properly, Rohanda?
It's the stream then.
It's frozen. We can see so many books.
It's piling
Yes,
up
I can
from
hear you.
behind.
It's just
Yeah.
that my input there's a lag here.
Oh.
In the StreamYard session or in the YouTube session, we're seeing both.
Close
These
the
books are
link.
not mine.
Okay. Okay. So we've got some Dota questions also. So like, were you
Yeah.
Dota team or something?
Uh, me or Rohan?
I don't know. We've got a lot of Dota questions. So what's that talk behind Dota today?
I did not get you. What Dota? What?
Dota, like there were a lot of questions of Dota. Like,
Yeah,
do you want
go
to
ahead, shoot.
go
Come
for
on,
Dota or do you
bring
want
it
to go
on.
for CP? What that is?
What? Dota versus CP? What?
Yes. There was a question like Dota versus CP. I
Dota
cannot
versus
find it right now, but there was. And then
Definitely Dota any
there
day.
was
Dota
another
any day.
Dota any day, right?
Dota any day. Yeah.
Okay, and there was another question that someone was asking that if we are pulling for Yai Miko, I think that's Genshin, right?
So unfortunately, I stopped playing Genshin a year. I mean, a couple of months back. It
We
became a
have
little
got gaming
monotonous.
sessions going on right now, so we
Yeah.
can put Genshin in as well. I don't know how we'll co-op or anything, but we can put Genshin in any day.
Hello.
Yup,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are
Yes,
audible.
you're
you're
audible.
audible.
Cool then.
All right, so go ahead. Anyone else who wants to join? Okay, so Varun, do you have any other questions to ask up? Varun,
No,
lovely.
I'm good. I asked him
Okay,
about the DSA question.
so you're
All
working on
right.
DSA
That's
right
great.
now?
I'm sorry.
You're working on DSA right now?
No. I asked him if what are the other concepts or practices that we should do in college.
so other
See,
practices
don't
than
listen to me,
DSA.
but CP is the one part of my life that I would like to ignore.
Okay.
Okay, but don't listen to me. I'm just saying.
Uh,
Yeah.
Even Chanda
Don't
ignored
listen.
CP.
yeah. Don't take my word.
Yeah. Acha, there's a question from Abhirup. It's for Rohanda. It says Dota versus Genshin.
Rohan, would you like to please?
I think there's some lag or something like that.
Let's wait 20 seconds. He will eventually
Yep.
get the question.
Please give away Prime. Oh man.
Okay, giveaway.
Someone is asking for Abhirup is asking for giveaway.
Like every session, do we need to have giveaways?
Oh my god.
Bro, there is another person who has joined. I don't know. If you can write your name in the chat box, we'll just let you in. All right. You've got a really good name, but we can't get that name up on this stream, so just fix it up. Right. All right. So I guess we'll wait for a few more minutes. If the audience has any other questions, they can ask up. Otherwise, then we can leave up.
Shoradeep.
Right. Acha, we've got Shoradeep. We'll just change this number and we'll let you in.
All right.
All right. So, Shoradeep, you can just unmute yourself and go for it.
No,
Hello,
I
everyone. Am I audible now?
just wanted free
Yeah.
I just wanted free primos, that's all.
You're in the wrong street, bro.
No, but this guy is also for the tank thing. Na? You have got various other versions of tanks and everything.
Shoradeep.
Shoradeep,
Yeah. Can you repeat? Like I was hearing from both the streams actually.
একটা stream দিয়েই শোন
Okay, বলো।
এত views দেবার নেই ভাই
3-4 ডিভাইস দিয়ে আজকে আমি।
अच्छा এটা কি
ঠিক আছে।
बोल के सबको स्कीम बता दो तुम
अभी मेरा वॉइस सुनाई दे रहा है ना ठीक से?
yes
Yup,
yes
yup, yup,
we
yup.
can get you Rohanda.
Phone to the rescue.
Okay, so how have you been, Rohanda? Let's just put you
How
guys
have I
together.
been?
Yes.
There would be one answer with two parts: Dota and office work. Honest summary. And yeah, recently I also started working in one of my projects. Actually, 3.
Did you resume that Go dot thing?
वो डॉट अभी के लिए नहीं.
Taking reference from that, I was also thinking something like that for the final year, but then I thought कि
Wow.
बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा.
Okay.
नहीं
It's always aim higher. ज़्यादा हो जाएगा क्या जाता है? When you're going for the final year project, make something which you can add it to your CV and always have a
Yeah.
chance to show it off.
Absolutely. Otherwise, most of what other people do is just do and forget their FIT. Do something which you cherish and show off for the next couple of 5 to 6 years or so.
Aim higher, fly higher.
Nice.
Quotes now,
Nice.
come on. No, like there was a literal quote that I heard that people think that being a software developer engineer is really cool. You get to code all day, but that's depressing. Looking at 1,000 lines and 1,000 lines of words is literally depressing, and understanding them.
What exactly do you mean when you have to code? When you are coding, you are not looking at 1,000 lines of code all at once. Does it even fit on your screen?
Please don't give a PJ that you will reduce the font size and look at 1,000 lines at once. Please don't do that.
That's why I'm saying when you're
No,
coding, you're not
please.
looking at 1K lines. Please,
Okay, man.
it doesn't work
Just
that
look at
way.
one line at a time, right?
Okay, man.
To
Okay,
be honest,
alright.
you'll be looking up Stack Overflow or websites like that. That is the most important thing.
That is a good point. Let's say interview te we all have to just write codes on a very empty editor which does not have even autocomplete or anything.
Full doc,
But
yeah.
but then when we actually go for development, we have Stack Overflow,
Yes,
and
yes,
even
yes,
if we are
yes.
developing for Google, we get Google itself to Google it and find the results. So how's it even fair? Like that is a
Can give you my
problem
answer
that
for
should
that.
remain.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Shanda, will you say something first?
No, you go ahead. I'll follow you.
Okay, in such a scenario, first of all, when you are, in your work life, if you really have to Google up something, you have to know what you're Googling up. That's the most important thing, because let's say in an interview, I've been given a question, you know that you have to use some sort of an algo. You just Google up that. But in your real life work, you won't even know that I have to use this algorithm. You have to know how should I proceed about that. It's even higher level. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah.
you never Google up something. Like if you need an algorithm implementation, you can always Google up and get it. And that's the thing which helps you in an interview, but that won't help you in real life. So yeah, you have to know.
No, I'm not talking about interviews. I'm just saying ki,
No, I mean, that's the difference. You're saying that it's not fair, so I'm trying to clear up. Yeah.
Okay. Works.
Cool.
Good.
I think Shoradip wants to ask something to Shayanda or Rohanda. So yeah, so he's making a project. Shayanda and Rohanda, both of them, like his name is Deus Ex Machina. It's about like I think DB can explain it better.
So very nice.
Basically, he is here. Let him explain.
Yeah. Let him explain. That will be great.
Yes.
Well, Divida, I just need your help there.
You ask the question.
Bro,
No.
Shayanda and RMG, these are like pro level people.
Now
Like,
this session
we are
is
nothing
These
in
people have built projects which we have just thought of.
I also
They have such weird and wild ideas.
Living up to the
Does
hype,
go
I
ahead.
guess. Hype,
Okay,
hype,
I
mein
just
aane
wanted to like ask a question. Like after joining the corporate world, can we find time for gaming?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Awesome,
Okay.
awesome.
it
Shoradip.
depends on your schedule. I mean, Rohan
Yeah.
and I both have decided that weekends are just Durga days. So we start off at Friday
Just
night
an
and-
example. We have our first college day, first semester day on 14 February.
My
I
joining
won't be
in
coming
is
actually.
14th February.
You shouldn't
That
be
is very
coming
sad.
actually. Yeah.
You should come because you get a lot of interaction opportunities.
No. When you all, Jitendra, when you come, I will also come. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel unsafe.
Shorodip, can you explain your project to the audience
Yep.
and to Rohanda and
Sure,
I'd
sure,
love to
sure.
hear it.
So,
yeah.
the name of my project is Deus Ex Machina. I know the some like others call like something else, like you know what I mean.
It's your project. You call it
ठीक है,
whatever
it's
you
your
want.
project. You go forth with the main core, like what that is.
Yeah, so Deus Ex Machina is like autonomous rover. It's not like a rover; it's like a tank. It's like a model of a tank, and I'm currently working on it. And like I'm working on the 3D model, and it will have various iterations. Like it will have its own turret mechanism. It will have its own autonomous mission planner equipments, and also I will be implementing AIML stuff like terrain mapping with lidar and Jetson Nano, and that's all.
LiDAR. Where does LiDAR come into play?
That's like a laser. Like it uses laser for it's a like
He's
a
basically
expensive.
telling that he'll be mapping the terrain using LiDAR. Like
Acha,
LiDAR is used
okay.
for
It's
3D
super
scanning.
cool.
Na?
Okay.
So he'll be
Yeah,
mapping
yeah.
the terrain and then
Like
using
for-
it to
Yeah.
reroute the future routes, future
That is really
traveling
cool.
paths for the system.
Yeah, like for example, like they use in iPhones, they use lidar to like scan the surroundings.
Right.
It will be
It's
like.
super cool project, man. Really
Thank you
great.
very much. Thank you very much.
Very
I
nice
just
project, Asil. How much have you implemented that?
Currently, I'm basically working on it, and
No, like
it
how
will be
much
a
is
long.
ready to work? It education.
Let's say,
How
Get
much?
that
let's say I'm not asking you, but if I ask you, I want to see a demo. Like, up to what will you be? Up to which part will you be able to show?
I
And
have
I'm just
actually
asking you.
made a model. I have shown to Bhaiya, but
Yeah.
the thing is, it's just based on Arduino. So I don't have a Jetson Nano. I don't have a lidar till now, because you know funding problems, and it's like a heavy cost. Like it costs a lot, and I would like a little bit of contribution from somewhere. Like that's why I have put it on Diversion. Like lots of us will be contributing, so funding will be a less problem there. Like we will be
That's great to
contributing
know.
everyone. Yeah, we all will be contributing equally
That's great. Lovely
from the
project.
budget part. From the budget part.
This guy clears up a lot of things, huh?
Nice.
That's very nice. But I
Pardon
would
my
say that
English, please.
if you,
I am
yeah,
like very tensed right now.
Why?
I can tell you a few things about this. See, if you do not find enough budget for this, even then you can just develop it in a miniature way, just to understand if your concepts
Proof
are
of
working or not.
He's got his own, like, since he did not get any material for the body, he made the entire thing out of cardboard, and it works. Even the wheels out of cardboard works. He has this chain mechanism he was working
That's
on
great.
in the next. Like, he had wheels made out of his own material, and then he showed me that he has worked on 3 iterations himself.
Nice.
That's very nice. We have a video of that. I think you can upload
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
on
have.
Share with us.
I have a video. I have a video.
So you do reach out to the labs in your colleges, the innovation labs where they fund projects like these.
Yeah.
Actually, I built this project when I was in class 11. I just showed it in
What is it?
like I just since we had an assignment on first year physics, I just submitted it there. That's all.
I remember I built a fire alarm in class 11.
I built the windmill. You blow in the wind and the bulb will glow.
Okay, about that AIML part where you were talking about that mission planner, what exactly is going
Yeah,
about?
sure. Mission Planner is like it's like a software for like drones and any autonomous projects like autonomous rovers and autonomous boats, autonomous drones, autonomous planes, anything that's autonomous. You can even control a tractor or even a lawnmower with that mission planner software. Like there comes equipment like it's called a Pixox series. So it has an inbuilt GPS, and like we have this interface called Ardu Pilot, and with this Ardu Pilot we can like create a waypoint missions. Like on the map you will be like creating like maps or like points, like the waypoints we say that
Okay, so you'll
the
be
way.
you'll be setting the route for that.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
we
that.
can like
Drones.
basically build a route for that.
So,
So
so you are,
just
implementing it from scratch, right? Something like the
yeah,
mission
yeah,
planner
yeah,
you said,
yeah,
mission planner
yeah,
software.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Currently,
yeah,
like there are lots of things like Ardu Rover, Ardu Pilot is the main thing, the main software. Ardu Rover, Ardu Copter. It's basically for the multi-rotor projects like drones.
okay.
Yeah,
So
we can see.
for this
We can
software,
see
I think
that.
you can start. If you have a graphics card at home, I think you can start with that. At
Yeah,
least,
yeah,
at
yeah.
least
This guy
that
got
software part
RTX.
will be ready. Yeah.
Uh,
You can just demo it on your laptop or any
Yes.
PC, and then you can at least understand that okay, so this part is working. So if you have all those things together, then when you get the funding, you buy the stuff, you can just plug it and just test your actual demo. You give a proper
The
demo.
thing
Yeah.
is like since I will be like working on like it's a Python based, like every AIML is based on Python though, but the thing is like Windows is not like that much open source. Like
Don't start
Why is
this
Windows
discussion.
coming into
Do
this?
not
No,
start
it's
this
okay. I'm
discussion
not
now.
going into
let's
that.
listen to
Please.
Linus. Linus.
You are talking about your project. Suddenly, you're saying that Windows is not
Do
open
not
source.
start
What the
this
hell, man?
No,
discussion
no,
with
no, no.
Rohan.
That's
Do
not what
not.
I mean. Like, what do I say? Like, I haven't.
Oh
Okay, we have a
no.
question here.
No, we do not have this question here.
No, I won't
Please.
answer that. I don't want to ruin everyone's time.
Uh, Personally, I have like
If I
not
want to
used
give
Linux actually.
you want to.
Aren't you, we
Should
have
I?
a question from comments. We have a question, something. Abdul Das is saying, Aren't you please don't be a scrum master on weekends, please.
Who is asking this question?
All right. So I think that was pretty much it, I guess. Dritesh?
Yeah.
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 So
So we will be ending the
thanks a lot,
broadcast.
seniors. Yep.
Yeah.
You gave a lot of time to us,
you.
and
Thank you so
I know
much
it
for
was a
having us.
busy weekend, but still. And thanks for giving us time on Valentine's week also. So that's a good thing.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
So
Then.
thanks everyone. Thank you audience also for being a part of this entire stream. And I guess that's it. We are good for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yes.
Thank you,
good night,
guys.
everyone.
Peace.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Everybody.
Yep. Bye bye every day, everybody. Okay.